The state of Indiana has a certain track record when it comes to electing senators. Republican Richard Lugar and his successor, Democrat Joe Donnelly, were known in Washington for their bipartisan style. But in this day and age of extreme partisanship, where do the three candidates running for the Senate this year, incumbent Republican Todd Young, Democratic Mayor Tom McDermott, and Libertarian James Seniak, land on the biggest issues facing the state and the country? We take a look in the latest from your local election headquarters. Early voting in Indiana has started. And with Election Day just over a week away, Senate hopeful Democrat Tom McDermott is hoping to land a knockout blow to unseat Senator Todd Young, including his track record on abortion.
He ignored half the population in Indiana when he helped to confirm 3 of the justices to the Supreme Court that overturned Roe versus Wade. And quite frankly, most women who even described themselves before this as anti-abortion, most women may have felt that way personally, but they didn't want to see it written into law where there is no options, and quite frankly, they're outraged, and I don't blame them.
Meanwhile, Libertarian James Seniak accused the senator of failing to deliver on conservative values, including playing political games in Washington.
What the party stands for as Republicans, Todd Young doesn't stand for. He's spending more than Bernie Sanders in Washington, D.C., which is why we're seeing the inflation rates we are. He's using veterans as pawns. We look at the PACT Act with how he just flip-flopped on that issue. And really, all it was using veterans as a pawn in Washington, D.C.
However, Senator Young defended his controversial decision to vote for, then against, then for the PACT Act, expanding health care access to veterans exposed to toxins during their time in the service.
If most veterans knew, and I intend to educate all I can, that there was an effort to piggyback off of critical veterans legislation and pass Green New Deal goodies, I think they'd be offended by it. I, as a veteran, was certainly offended by it, and I'm very comfortable with, how it all played out.
Still, Seniak says more work needs to be done to improve healthcare access for veterans across the Hoosier State and across the nation.
What my plan does is it's similar to a health savings account, and it's a veteran's personal care account where it gives them the freedom to choose whatever location is best convenient for them. And most importantly, whatever physician best meets their needs so they can get specialized help within the free market. But it's a unilateral movement from the VA to give veterans better care. And I believe that this is an issue we could work with both Democrats and Republicans on.
And with partisanship fueling low approval ratings for the Senate, it's perhaps unsurprising that Senator Young says he's willing to work across the aisle to an extent.
I'll work with anyone, as any patriot, I think, should, on legislation that I feel like moves the country forward, will make us more prosperous, make us safer. I've done that. Clearly, I've opposed the Biden administration over half the time, and I feel like their policies are highly unwise, and those of the far left of the Democratic Party are highly unwise.
Meanwhile, McDermott, who has led the city of Hammond in northwest Indiana for almost 2 decades, says he'll take inspiration from former Indiana senators like his mentor, Democrat Joe Donnelly, and Republican Richard Lugar.
I'm going to vote with Republicans in Senate sometimes, for sure. And I'm going to vote with Democrats sometimes, for sure. And sometimes the Democrats are going to bring stuff up, and I'm not going to vote for it because I'm an individual. I'm not a robot. You're sending a person that loves the state of Indiana, that loves the working class people that live in Indiana, and that loves the United States of America. So much so that I gave 6 years of my life to the service.
Well, Election Day in Indiana and across the nation is set for November 8th.